I perished in my own home. My parents, John and Mary, never noticed. Their attention was always on my younger sister, Lily. They didn't know she was the one who ended my life. Lily was 10 years old, a beautiful child with rare amber eyes and fair, delicate skin. Her smile was sweet and endearing. My parents adored her, and relatives often said she was like a little angel from a fairy tale. No one could resist liking her.
Only I knew she had a cruel side.
When I bought a digital drawing tablet with my savings, Lily deliberately broke it and then cried to her mother, Mary, accusing me of framing her. As a result, Mary slapped me twice. When I returned home after 2 weeks at boarding school, she took John and Mary to the movies, leaving me alone to go to school the next day. When I was ill, she swapped my medicine with candy, leaving me bedridden and scolded by Mary for being useless. Such incidents were countless. But John and Mary still loved her more than anything. On the day it happened, I was on holiday.
You stay home and clean the house. We won't be back this week because we promised to take Lily to Disneyland.
Mary said while packing Lily's clothes.
Do I have to stay home?
Where else would you go? You should focus on your studies. Haven't we done enough for you and Lily? Especially you. Ask yourself, haven't you benefited more than your sister? You're attending the best school in the province, and you lack nothing in terms of food and clothing.
I got into the school on my own. As for the food, isn't it always what Lily likes on the table? And the clothes, how many does Lily get each season, and what about me?
Lily is growing, so of course, she needs more clothes. Besides, don't you wear a uniform every day at school? Why do you need so many clothes? Isn't that wasteful? You're old enough to know better than to compare yourself to your sister. Aren't you ashamed?
Indeed, Mary always had plenty of reasons to favor Lily.
Mary, I've never been to Disneyland.
When you achieve something on your own, you can go wherever you want. We won't stop you then. Besides, it's not safe to leave the house empty.
That evening, the dinner table was filled with laughter, but the joy belonged only to the three of them.
It's been hot these days. Do you want to take the little sun umbrella I bought you?
Yes, please. Is sister coming?
Your sister isn't coming. She needs to stay home to study and clean.
I lowered my head, feeling dejected, and ate my rice in silence. Suddenly, a chicken wing appeared in my bowl.
Sister, don't just eat rice.
John and Mary immediately praised her, saying she was considerate and caring.
Anna, look at your sister. She's only 10 and already knows how to care for others. What about you? All you know is how to study. You can't do anything else.
From now on, if you want something, serve yourself. Don't let your younger sister do it for you. You're the older one.
I remained silent for a moment, looking at Lily's strange smile, and nodded.
Okay, I understand.
That night, Mary told me to wash the dishes while she and John played with Lily in the living room. I knew better than to disturb them, so after washing the dishes, I went to bed. I lay under the covers, feeling sad but too afraid to cry out loud. In the early hours, I heard strange noises outside. Groggily, I got up to check and found Lily in the kitchen.
What is she doing in the kitchen? Is she hungry?
Never mind, I didn't like her and didn't want to get involved. Getting involved would only get me scolded by Mary. So I went back to sleep. But the next morning, I was forced awake by a pungent, suffocating smell.
What's that smell? Gas?
I rushed out of bed without even putting on my shoes and found the smell in the living room even worse. I hurried to the kitchen to turn off the gas. But the kitchen door was unexpectedly locked. Panicking, I tried to open a window. But to my horror, all the windows were locked. Not just the windows, the front door, the bathroom, John and Mary's bedroom, and even Lily's room were all locked. I returned to my room, coughing and pressing my chest, struggling to breathe. The whole house was inexplicably devoid of any water. I thought about breaking down the kitchen door or a window, but I didn't have the strength. My last hope was to call my parents. One call went unanswered, so I made another. In the end, amidst the suffocating smell, I lost consciousness staring at the phone that never rang back. When I opened my eyes again, I expected to see the fabled underworld, but instead, I found myself in a luxurious suite. A family suite, no less. But my hands, my feet, no, my entire body seemed almost transparent. It looked like I had become a mere wisp of a soul. It seemed I was really gone. Just then, the door to the room opened with a beep.
Mom, where are we going tomorrow?
The familiar voice made me turn around abruptly. Sure enough, I saw my parents and my younger sister. I never thought I could see them again after passing away.
Where does Lily want to go tomorrow?
Mary asked gently, closing the door behind her.
Is there anything you want to eat? Mommy will take you. It's a rare holiday, and Mommy wants to spend it with Lily.
I want to eat so many things. Can Daddy and Mommy take me everywhere?
Of course.
Mary then prepared to take a shower, habitually handing her phone to Lily.
When Mommy comes out, you shouldn't play anymore. You played for a long time last night, remember? Be careful not to hurt your eyes.
Okay.
A bad feeling crept into my heart. I silently floated behind Lily. She wasn't playing any games, but was discreetly avoiding John's gaze as she opened the communication app and found my number. My number had been blocked. Not only that, but Mary had labeled me as Anna, like a stranger. Lily unblocked my number, and the call history quickly showed the 6 calls I made that morning, each one a desperate plea for help before I lost consciousness. Lily, without any expression, deleted each call record one by one.
We were blood relatives, yet she could be so heartless.
It was clear now. Lily had taken Mary's phone last night and blocked my number. Mary, who never called me first, wouldn't have noticed. Lily knew I would call Mary, so she blocked me.
Hey! Why did Anna call me this morning? Were we in line then? I didn't hear it.
Did sister need something? Should we call back?
Forget it. What could she need? She's grown up now. If she can't take care of herself, isn't she useless?
What if sister needed help?
As long as she doesn't trouble us, that's good enough. Come, let's watch TV.
John gently patted her head.
If your sister were half as considerate as you, that would be great.
I stood there, my thoughts suddenly frozen. That phrase sounded so familiar. I remembered when I was in my 3rd year of middle school, and Lily was 7. Mary and John had brought Helen over for Lily's birthday. I was thrilled because Helen always treated me well. She brought gifts for Lily and also brought my favorite dates and snacks for me. Lily didn't cry or fuss, but smiled and chatted with Helen, even handing her the first piece of cake. I wanted to give Helen a scarf I had prepared, but Mary told me.
Today is your sister's birthday. Don't try to steal the spotlight.
I stood there holding the gift. Even John said,
You don't need to come out. Let Lily bond with Helen. He firmly sent me back to my room.
Helen asked why I wasn't watching TV with them, and I heard John say,
She needs to study. It's a busy time for her.
I felt a bitter taste in my heart. Later that night, while hanging clothes on the balcony, I overheard Mary talking to Helen on the phone.
Anna doesn't want you here. Can't you tell? She's grown up now. She doesn't remember how well you treated her. Only Lily remembers. How many times has Anna called you? Isn't it always Lily who calls? Anna is ungrateful. Look at how Lily spent the whole day with you. And Anna? Studying? That was just an excuse John made up. She didn't have any exams.
What was she talking about? Every time I wanted to call Helen, Mary wouldn't allow it. Even if she did, she would give the phone to Lily to talk to Helen while I listened in the background, unless Helen specifically asked to speak to me. After the call, Mary was surprised to see me. I asked her,
Why did you say that to Helen?
Mary pursed her lips, expressionless.
Anna, how dare you question your mother?
John scolded from behind, sighing.
You're so grown up yet still so immature. If only you were half as considerate as Lily.
Half as considerate as Lily? I didn't respond. Mary walked past me without explanation, following John back to their room. After that, Helen rarely contacted me. What's that smell?
Gas?
I rushed out of bed without even putting on my shoes and found the smell in the living room even worse. I hurried to the kitchen to turn off the gas. But the kitchen door was unexpectedly locked. Panicking, I tried to open a window. But to my horror, all the windows were locked. Not just the windows, the front door, the bathroom, John and Mary's bedroom, and even Lily's room were all locked.
I returned to my room, pressing my chest. The whole house was inexplicably devoid of any water. I thought about breaking down the kitchen door or a window, but I didn't have the strength. My last hope was to call my parents. One call went unanswered, so I made another. In the end, amidst the suffocating smell, I lost consciousness staring at the phone that never rang back.
What's that smell? I thought to myself, gas? I jumped out of bed, not even bothering to put on my shoes, and rushed into the living room. The smell was even stronger there. I darted towards the kitchen to turn off the gas.
Why is the kitchen door locked?
I tried to open a window, but to my horror, all the windows were locked. The front door, the bathroom, John and Mary's bedroom, and even Lily's room were all locked too.
I can't breathe.
The whole house was inexplicably devoid of any water. I thought about breaking down the kitchen door or a window, but I didn't have the strength. My last hope was to call my parents.
Please, pick up.
One call went unanswered, so I made another. In the end, amidst the suffocating smell, I lost consciousness staring at the phone that never rang back. That phone call gave me a glimmer of hope. I imagined my parents rushing back overnight, imagined them grieving over my passing, imagined that deep down, they still loved me. But reality quickly shattered those illusions.
Are you the police?
No, but the police are in the neighborhood. You.
How could my daughter be so old and still have no sense of safety?
Mary interrupted the person on the other end, scoffing before hanging up the phone. Lily glanced at Mary, silently staring at the tableware in front of her.
Could it be that Anna did it on purpose?
On purpose? Even in death, he thought it was intentional.
Think about it. She wasn't happy when we took Lily out at first. I'm really afraid Anna staged this with her friends to make us come back. She never liked Lily much, never cared for her once. On the contrary, Lily, this silly child, always clung to her sister.
As he spoke, he put down his teacup and patted Lily's head affectionately. Mary took his words to heart and began to ponder.
Anna is a complicated child. Competing with her younger sister is one thing, but joking about something like this? Besides, Lily is the younger one. Compared to Anna, we owe Lily years of companionship.
Anna has a strong sense of jealousy. It's all because her grandmother spoiled her. From a young age, her grandmother was biased towards Anna.
It's my fault for not raising her properly.
Mary threw down her chopsticks, too angry to eat, and picked up the phone to call me. The phone rang for a long time, but no one answered. I sat silently beside her, my eyes on the strands of hair at her temple, noticing the irritation in her eyes, hearing the curses spilling from her lips.
That little brat! How dare she not answer my call?
Mary complained to John, holding the black screen of her phone.
She's deliberately trying to upset us.
Forget about her. Let her fend for herself. No need to give her any allowance next month.
I really don't understand what we owe her. She's never been close to us since she was little.
The two of them sighed, looking at each other. I suddenly found them both ridiculous and pathetic. That afternoon, they really didn't care about the news of my passing. They took Lily to the movies, the three of them laughing heartily with popcorn in hand.
Is this my family? Are these my blood relatives? It's absurd.
I really wanted to ask them what it means to be ungrateful. Is it when I needed their love and they rejected me? Is it when I sought their attention and they ignored me? Is it when I longed for their company and they found me annoying? Over time, what courage did I have left to be close to them? Independence and isolation were lessons they taught me. My spirit was whole, yet in the mirror, I saw myself covered in metaphorical wounds, hysterical, nearly insane. As evening approached, the police called. This time, my parents could no longer doubt. They sat on the bed in silence for a long time before quietly packing their bags and taking Lily back. I followed their car, curled up in a corner. This was the first time the three of them were so quiet together, apart from when they were asleep. I waited with a faint hope for an uncertain outcome. I questioned myself repeatedly until we finally arrived. The neighborhood was cordoned off, police cars parked nearby, and several uniformed officers were gathered under our building. My parents' expressions were complex. Officer Johnson sternly criticized them for not returning home immediately upon hearing of my passing, but instead continuing to take their younger daughter out.
After the reprimand, he faced my parents again and told them the truth. But my parents showed no sorrow. John's face was grim, and Mary's expression was solemn. Lily looked up at the house, then at the police, and finally shed a tear.
Officer, is my sister really gone?
Normally, anyone would comfort such a cute little girl, but now, the officer showed no sympathy. His sharp eyes fixed on Lily.
Your sister will always be with you in another way.
A flash of fear crossed Lily's eyes, quickly hidden.
Let my sister rest in peace. Lily has grown up.
Indeed, you know quite a lot for your age.
My parents stood silently. The officer turned to them.
Come with us. Your elder daughter is still.
She's gone. There's no need to see her.
She spoke with an eerie calmness, her emotions flat, leaving me numb. The officer was momentarily stunned, then told her,
What if your elder daughter didn't pass away by accident, but by someone's actions?
"What's that smell?" I thought, my heart pounding. Gas?
Panicking, gas?
I rushed out of bed without even putting on my shoes and found the smell in the living room even worse. I hurried to the kitchen to turn off the gas. But the kitchen door was unexpectedly locked. Panicking, I tried to open a window. But to my horror, all the windows were locked. Not just the windows, the front door, the bathroom, John and Mary's bedroom, and even Lily's room were all locked.
I returned to my room, pressing my chest, struggling to breathe. The whole house was inexplicably devoid of any water. I thought about breaking down the kitchen door or a window, but I didn't have the strength. My last hope was to call my parents.
One call went unanswered, so I made another. In the end, amidst the suffocating smell, I lost consciousness staring at the phone that never rang back. John and Mary changed. They no longer doted on Lily as they used to.
Lily, wash your own underwear and socks from now on.
But why, Mom? You always helped me before.
The dining table, once filled with Lily's favorite dishes, now had a few of Anna's favorites.
Why are there so few dishes I like? This isn't fair.
You'll have to get used to it, Lily.
John and Mary, who used to take turns picking Lily up from school, now made her take the school bus home.
Please come pick me up. I hate the school bus.
No, Lily. You need to be more independent.
Over time, Lily seemed to understand that something was quietly changing. Mary also started to behave strangely, taking a keen interest in cleaning Anna's room, even though it was neither dirty nor messy and no one lived there. John, on the other hand, would often sit on a bench outside Anna's school, seemingly waiting for someone, perhaps the Anna who would never return. After a period of investigation, the cause of Anna's passing was determined. Lily was not held criminally responsible, which left Anna feeling deeply frustrated.
Just because she's still a child, my passing was deemed unimportant.
On a rainy night, Mary returned home soaking wet, holding a cardboard box.
Look, Lily, I brought a kitten. Your sister liked them.
Mom, why are we getting a cat?
John heard the commotion, came out to pet the kitten, and showed his first smile in days before retreating to his room with slumped shoulders. Mary took out Anna's diary from her pocket, carefully wiping away the water stains, and continued reading.
And braised meatballs,
As she busied herself in the kitchen, Anna felt a pang of sadness and tears welled up in her eyes. Why did all these things come only after she was gone?
Was this belated love still of any use?
She slid down the wall, sitting on the floor in despair. She noticed Lily staring at the kitten with a frightening look in her eyes. It wasn't until Mary called for dinner that Lily broke her gaze and smiled. The next day, after school, Lily brought home a bouquet of lilies.
Mom, these are for Anna.
When Mary took the flowers to Anna's room, Anna saw Lily secretly tear apart one of the lilies and put it in the kitten's food bowl.
No, Lily, don't do that!
2 days later, the kitten died. Mary, frantic with worry, rushed it to the hospital, but it was too late.
If you have a cat, how could you not know that lilies are toxic to them? Were you really sincere about keeping it?
I didn't know.
Watching her desolate figure, Anna let out a silent laugh.
What I had hoped for, what I had longed for, was never meant for me.
After that, the relationship between Lily and their parents became very strained. She no longer acted spoiled or sought their help. One day, Anna saw her steal John's sleeping pills and put them in their milk.
I'm so sorry for everything. Please forgive me.
John and Mary, moved and unsuspecting, drank the milk. Once they fell asleep, Lily's tears vanished, and a sinister smile appeared on her face. She set the house on fire.
No, Lily, what are you doing?
The blazing flames and the blinding light hurt Anna's eyes. She saw her hands becoming so transparent that they were almost invisible. She could only watch as her parents disappeared into the inferno. By the time the firefighters arrived, there was no sign of life left in the house. Lily had escaped before the fire spread and was now crying in the arms of the firefighters, calling for her parents.
Here, have a cup of hot water and wait for someone to pick you up.
She stood at the stairwell, unaware that Anna was right behind her.
Lily.
Lily seemed to hear her, turning around sharply and looking in Anna's direction.
In your next life, you will be a child unloved by anyone.
Lily heard it and screamed, trying to run to the firefighters, but she slipped and fell down the stairs. Everyone rushed over at the sound of her fall. Watching Lily lying unconscious, Anna inexplicably started to laugh.
Anna, let it go. In this life, there was no real family love. The redemption my parents offered was meaningless to me. I hope in the next life, we never meet again.